My name is Earl Collison. I contracted COVID-19. I went in for a COVID test on the 25th of March and got the results back on the 31st, saying I was positive. And then I was admitted to Christus St. Vincent's on the 6th of April. And that was my start of
this journey.
Yeah, and I do not remember going to the ambulance ride to Christus. I don't remember any of the stay when I was there. I finally came to. I was in AMG Specialty Hospital down in Albuquerque, and that's when the nurses tried to convince me that I was in Albuquerque, and I couldn't figure out how I got there. And I actually thought from my weird dreams that I was in Scotland. So that's basically that was the start of that process. And then I was transferred back to Christus St. Vincent and went into the rehabilitation, inpatient rehab center, where I spent 2 weeks. But then I had to learn how to walk again. That got started at AMG down in Albuquerque, but worked on balance, walking, stamina, strength. The one thing tracheotomy, and so that's what I remember most about the hospital was the physical therapists, 2 hours a day, every day for 2 weeks, trying to help me get mobile because I'd lost 40 pounds while I was in the hospital, and I had no strength in my left leg, and then we had to get that back, and which they did. It was about the 23rd was the first day I took off work, and it got progressively worse. Upset stomach, diarrhea,
lack of appetite.
It just progressed, got worse and worse. Confusion, yeah. Because apparently she'd ask me how I felt, and I'd always tell her the male response, I'm perfectly fine.
The night before I called the ambulance, he woke me, I heard him, and he was rattling around, making noise. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I can't get out of here. And I go, where are you? Because I'm in the bathroom. So I got out of bed, and I turned on the bathroom light, and I said, and he was sitting on the toilet. I go, do you mean you can't get up or you can't get out? And he goes, no, I don't know how to get out of here. And then that's when I thought, okay, you're not going to tell me, man, you're okay. You're not okay. You're like delusional. Yeah. The doctors were very clear and straightforward, like, Natalie, does Earl have do not resuscitate paperwork or things like that, and Natalie, you should be thinking of what might happen down the line, And one doctor was kind of like going, well, we don't know what's going to, I go, well, yeah, he could die. That's what you're saying. Just say it. Talk to me straight, And so he did. That was over that bullshit about this might happen. That might. Don't do that, man. Let's just talk real. And so, yeah. So they were great. They were super, and they were really a network. The doctors and nurses all kind of get together, and they hold you in this network. It was pretty cool. Nobody really knew what to do.
Yeah.
They were just doing their best. That's what they knew what to do. They knew to do their best, and they were. It was actually really moving. All these people, skilled people, using all their skills to try and save somebody. It's really sad. I can cry now because everything's okay. But before it was just like, No, it was just real. You talk about real. I've meditated for years. Zen meditation. And the Zen teachings are all about being present, being here now. And when you're here now, this is all there is. And so when Earl was really not looking very good, that was the reality. That's all there was. That was it. And so just with that practice, it's just going, okay, this is it. This is the reality. And I just sort of have to let it be what it is, and let the world come to me rather than take myself into it and influence in some way. Just sit tight, man. Just sit tight and work with what is. And so that's what I did.
It's like you were completely out of it, so completely that there's no recollection of how close I came to death. There's just no cognizant memory of it. And so it's just been, okay, all right, I know what happened. I had COVID-19. I was in the hospital for about 9 weeks.
But when you got to see the hospital bill and you could see everything that they
Yeah,
did
right.
to you, it was like, whoa.
Oh, I know.
I just started doing these butterflies in a pointillistic technique, and it was the technique that calmed me down. It was just dot, 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 and it's just like breathing. I don't know if you're familiar with meditation practices, but you just follow your breath, and a lot just falls away. Yeah, that's how I stayed sane. Keeping lists and talking to doctors and going into the studio and doing these slow, meticulous, relaxing drawings. And it worked. I made it. I survived COVID too. He has a t-shirt that says, I survived COVID. I survived it too. Yeah.